I just walked past this guy. I knew it was either gonna be a pygmy or a garter, and it's a pygmy. And this is in Georgia. So this is actually a huge moment. This is my first Carolina pygmy rattlesnake in the state of Georgia. Boom, brother. All right, here's a little bit of a better light. What a beauty. So perfect. I was really worried the weather was just not gonna pan out tonight. The weather was supposed to be amazing, like it was straight up gonna be awesome. And then we kind of had a pop-up shower roll through, and I was like, maybe this will totally kill off the activity. Apparently not. Apparently not. Anyways, he's worked his way over to the shoulder of the road, so I'm just gonna make sure he gets all the way off and then keep cruising, I guess. Try and get a mole king or something. All right, this is a little ridiculous. 2 pygmies. I thought this one was DOR when I drove by it. This one's like shorter, but at the same time fatter than the last one. Otherwise pretty similar. He doesn't have quite as much yellow on his tail. Yeah, this one's definitely a chunkster. The other one was kind of skinny. I mean, not like this is a obese snake or anything, but just proportionally thicker than the first one. All right, this guy's about off the road on his own accord. So I'll just let that happen and keep cruising. At this point, I'd like to see a mole king. I hope they're here. They might not even be here. Time will tell, I guess. Okay, so this is a titan of a brown snake. When I turned around for this guy, I was like, this is definitely gonna be a stick. But instead, it's just the biggest decased brown snake to ever exist on planet Earth. I'm gonna chuck my flashlight in my mouth and show you my hand for scale. He wants to fight? Okay, this is interesting. This is a very interesting natural history observation. I might be like the first guy ever to get bitten by a decased brown snake. I'm gonna see if I can make it happen. That'd be a record for sure. Okay, maybe not. He has no interest in biting. All right, it's ridiculous at this point. This officially breaks my pygmy record. And this is the nicest one yet, in my opinion. I've gotten 2 in a night before, but 3 in a night, that does it. Record broken. This is probably like, probably the tiniest one lengthwise, and probably between the other 2 girth-wise. And interestingly enough, I'm cruising a pretty wide area tonight, but all 3 pygmies I've gotten have been on the same road, on the same little stretch of road. So there's definitely something special about this. I mean, I could just watch pygmies move all day. They're just so thoughtful about how they move. They're so interesting. Look at this. I'm gonna guess copperhead. And yep, it's copperhead. Well, it's nice to know stuff's still moving. It's getting to about 11 o'clock here. And this guy's very fired up. So I'm gonna be very cautious and use my hook and go ahead and scoot him across the road. All right, at this point I'm on my way home because it's late. But here's a big dark copperhead. Really dark for the area. Dang, son. Excuse me, sir. Good enough. Hey, it's been about 24 hours since you last saw me, and the weather is pretty perfect. So I'm gonna be out in the swamp, and I'm just gonna see what I can get. Bruh, this place is so snaky. Literally just got on the road. There's a baby plain-bellied water snake crossing. First of the year. I had a feeling tonight was gonna be good, but seconds after the erythrograph, there's a copperhead. I am really gonna have to keep things going tonight. This guy's soaking wet like he just crawled out of the water. Please keep moving, sir. All right, I found a couple copperheads off camera while I was FaceTiming a friend, so I didn't bother to record them. But here's a pretty big decased brown snake. Here's another brown snake. I think prime time is just about up. Like this hour right after sunset, this is like the time when stuff's going on. And then after that, things kind of start to slow down here. So I think we're kind of at the tail end of our big activity window tonight. All right, what is this, another brown? Yipper do. Another brown. I could have stayed out later tonight, but me and a buddy are going skydiving tomorrow, so needless to say, I want to be well rested for that. So I'm calling it pretty early, but I'll probably be back at it either tomorrow night or the day after. So I'll see you then. Jackson's over there with the bow frick with a fasciata, and then I just found this brown water snake just in the middle of the creek on the way. All right, here's the brown, and here's the banded. Icons. Not what we're looking for though.
Same size.
Yeah. All right. Later, bro. You know they're highly aggressive, right? Boring.
They're not. It's the middle ground between Francia and Nerodia, in my opinion.
That's a fair take. I just feel like
they're just different enough. Like,
we can't really like glaze them though, because they are just aquatic red-bellied snakes. Like if they were as common to find as red-bellied snakes, nobody would care. People would be like, this is worse than Nerodia. It's definitely just the rarity factor.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's a legit factor. I feel like this stuff could just be money. I feel like this is definitely where the gator's gonna sit too.
Yeah, for sure. You're the bait this time.
Hooray. I was born in Florida. I can handle this, bro. Nerodia fasciata? Yeah. Hello, sir. Bro just doesn't care. Totally unconcerned.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Well, that's cool. I'm gonna take a quick photo. Yeah. All right, another Francia. Or no, not a Francia. I wish, bro. Another Nerodia. This is a banded water snake. Live free. All right, so this is huge. This is my life for Eastern mud. I saw it right here. Like he was kind of active, but I just saw his tail end or like his mid body. And I kind of hesitantly said like Nerodia? It's probably just a bright banded. No, sir. That's a proper Eastern mud snake. My gosh. Unreal. Legitimately unreal.
Of your Nerodia?
Of my Nerodia, yeah. All right, we took some time taking pics of this mud snake. I mean, just perfect in every way. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. I guess you could tie it with a rainbow, but I ain't complaining. That's for sure.
He doesn't know how special he is.
He doesn't know the hundreds of dollars of gas money that went into this. He don't know about the bug bites and the poison ivy.
And the many tears.
Oh, yeah. All right. It would not be beyond me to just like stay here all night looking at this snake. So I think I'm just going to let it go while I'm in the headspace for it. All right, bro. You know what? Do as you please. Bro's just going to float there. No way. No way. All right, it's 1:41 in the morning and scored our 6th snake. I think it's another little brown water snake. Bro, my brother in Christ. It don't gotta be like that. It don't gotta be like that at all. I find that if you like hold water snakes in the water, it makes them a little more chill. Of course, I say that and then he starts just absolutely freaking out. I'm like unreasonably excited about this. It's like a highly aberrant brown water snake. Like I've seen a lot of Taxus pilota and this one is something special. I'm gonna try and like pose them up and get like photos so you can see just how aberrant it is. But it's a weird snake. All right, here's a little bit of a better angle on this water snake. Definitely a funky snake. I've never had a brown water snake be this violent. This guy is actually bloodthirsty. It's ridiculous how many times he's bitten me. No, please. Ow! And it's not just like a tag and release. It's like this guy is trying to take a chunk out of me. All right, it's literally, I can't read my watch. It's 3:56 in the morning. Jackson and I just finished shining. This little buttercup slept in the car literally the entire time. Did nothing, so yeah, that was fun. All right, I'm rocking on like, I'm gonna put this below here so I don't get pulled over for using my phone in the state of Georgia. I'm rocking on like, I guess 2.5 hours of sleep. Got home really late last night, but I'm headed out to hopefully do some cruising this morning and afternoon, so we'll see how that goes. Ooh, that's not a flattering angle, like at all. Alright, here's a very confused turtle. Bro is not where he should be. Poke. Well, I'm gonna help this fine gentleman across the road and keep at it. Alright, only live snake of the day is this rough green snake. It's getting pretty late, so probably gonna call it soon. But I ain't ever gonna complain about these guys. If we only get one snake, this isn't a terrible one for it to be.
Remember when David died, 12 pike, the Budweiser heavy for the road. Two kids in the bike, drunk off their ass, screaming in an old Bronco. And I recall what she said, that she wanted me dead. There ain't no grave deep enough. Remember all the nights we had, you said it ain't so bad, keep those heavy eyes.